Okay, this is the second of the three sections of the training. Okay, this is a relatively new tool. It's one that we rolled out at the end of this year, so a few months ago, and it is an ongoing new initiative. So it should be changing with certain variances, certain upgrades as we go. So I guess just before we begin, it's important to note that the general format, the general look, the general features should remain the same, but there will probably be some changes, optimizations, upgrades over the next few months and onwards. And obviously, when we roll those changes out, we will be notifying you and kind of retraining you on those upgrades. Same thing for anyone that's just watching the video. We will be providing supplementary videos about the new features if there are. So the first thing is like this. I don't have any good lead IDs for this example. I probably should have, but we'll just jump right in. This is the link. Okay, it's agents.1800model.com/national. Okay, when you get started in the campaign, you get yourself the dialer and the account, and we'll talk about that at the end. You should bookmark this page because this is where you're going to be all day long. This is where most of the action is going to be taking place, and it's going to be telling you what it is you should be doing. As an aside, what used to be for a long while was a lot of this information was scattered around in different links and different locations, scripts. All of that was, even some of it in the representatives' heads. So it ended up not making sense, obviously. So we ended up combining it into this combo tool, which will be able to take somebody from the very beginning all the way to the end and have everything and all the resources they need in one location. So you see here it's broken down in a couple different sections. National Agent Tool. Section 1, let's do this. Okay, enter lead ID. The first thing that we would need to do to begin is enter the lead ID. Okay, the lead ID, we'll get to a little bit more detail in section 3 when we talk about using the dialer. But the general premise is in every lead, or virtually every lead that comes into our dialer, obviously there's going to be a certain amount of corresponding information. So for example, the guy's first name, their last name, their email address, their phone number, their physical address, the product they're looking for, all that relevant identifying information, right? Each lead comes together with something called a lead ID, which is pretty much one code that represents all of that information, just in one code. So we're going to be taking that lead ID from the dialer. In the same place you're going to be seeing their name and their phone number and all that kind of relevant information that you're going to be talking to them, it will have a lead ID. To get started, you would enter their lead ID here, okay, and that's going to be starting the process. So this is again the first page, enter lead ID. Just as an example, if I try to continue without doing a lead ID, enter, you'll see that there's kind of a notification. There's kind of a notification here that you have to proceed. I'm going to kind of preempt the question here. In certain scenarios where there is no lead ID, or if it's, let's say, for example, an inbound call where the customer is calling us, then you put in the phone number, but majority of the time you should have the lead ID and you should be using that. Lead ID cannot be blank. If this is an outgoing lead, lead ID will have to be between 5 and 9 digits. If this is an incoming lead, please enter the phone number instead, and you'll be able to kind of replicate some of the features, but not all of them. Okay, so again, first things first is you have to enter the lead ID. Okay, we'll just do an example. I'm going to try to get another lead ID in a few minutes, but just as an example, just to kind of show you how the system works. I'm going to entering a sample lead ID, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now again, obviously the real lead ID will connect with the corresponding data from the lead, but this is just for the purposes of this training. I hit enter. Section 2 rolls out. Okay. It tells me the product that's associated, it autofill with the product that's associated with the lead ID, as well as zip code that's associated with the lead ID. So for example, this sample lead, it's got Windows and it's in 90036. Obviously, if it was a different lead ID, it may say bathroom in whatever, a different zip code, or kitchens or whatever it is. So this should be accurate. So again, when we're talking about that conversation, going back to our script, It'd be, hi there, Gabe. Hi there, Jim. This is Gabe with 1-800-MODEL calling a recorded line. It looks like you indicated interest online in Windows for your home. What's going on with your Windows? The guy says, well, my Windows are old. I think it's time to get new ones. Okay, great. In that time, you're entering in the lead ID, carrying it over from the call dialer, dropping it in, and boom. Okay, great. And I just want to confirm that your zip code is 90036. Yes. Boom. Hit go. Okay. If they, for whatever reason, they need to change the product, so they say, no, actually it wasn't Windows, it was kitchens, or it was bathrooms, or whatever it is, you're able to just, there's a drop down here with pretty much all the products that we're going to be doing. It's alphabetical. So bathroom facing, bathroom modeling, cabinet facing, flooring, gutters, HVAC, whatever it is. So they say, no, it's not Windows, it's a roof that I'm looking for. Oh, okay, no problem. Sorry about that. I don't know why it says here that it's Windows, but let's get you that roofing estimate. No problem. Okay, so you're able to make that change. But if you do make a change, it will change it in the associated lead ID. So, for example, if you were to pop in this lead ID at a later time, it would now say roofing instead of Windows. So this is kind of constantly updating, logging the information. Okay, so yeah, you put in the lead ID, you hit enter, it populates with the associated product as well as the associated zip. Just confirm that information is correct with the homeowner before proceeding. I hit go. Now, this is where I guess the conversation starts. The homeowner says, yeah, I'm interested in getting new windows for my home because they're old or they're cracked or they're making a lot of noise or whatever it is. Okay, no problem. Just confirming you're looking for Windows 90036. That's your zip code. Yeah? Okay, great. Now, there's a little notification here. It says the pre-filled answers below are because the customer has already answered some or all of the questions during a previous call. Please verify the pre-filled answers on the left side. Pre-filled answers on the right side do not need to be re-verified. Any questions where the answer is blank should be asked. The reason why it says this thing here is because I'm using an old lead ID, one that's already populated. If it's a fresh lead ID that no one ever spoke with, all of these things would be blank. Okay? And it wouldn't say this at all. So if this was the first time we were calling, then this is how it would look. So let's just proceed with it like this. There's a certain number of questions that we need to have with the homeowner, both for the purpose of getting a conversation going, and for the pre-qualifying for our contractors. Okay? Anything on the left is a product-specific question. Anything that's on the right is a general homeowner question. Okay? So let's just proceed with this example here. Someone wants Windows. There are 2 Windows-specific questions. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's get you that estimate for those Windows. So how many Windows were you considering replacing? Let's say this comes in blank. The answers are 1, 2, 3, or more. Okay. Now, there are certain partners that will not provide an estimate for Windows that are, for example, someone who just wants 1 window. It's not worth their time to go out there and give them an estimate. There are certain partners who do. There's certain partners who only have 2 or more. Certain partners have 3 or more as a minimum. Okay, so we ask them that question. We say, how many windows are you considering replacing? The guy says, here's about 5 windows. Oh, okay, great, no problem. So that's 5 windows or more. You 3 windows or more, you select that. Okay. If, for example, they say 2 windows, okay, I hit 2. You'll see that there is an automatic rebuttal that comes up. If by choosing the quote-unquote wrong answer or the quote-unquote worse answer, it's going to be restricting a partner, then there will be a rebuttal that pops up that you should be aware of, and you should absolutely read to the homeowner to see whether or not you can get them that estimate for 3. So again, it says, one of the partners who services your area actually only gives free estimates on 3 windows or more. Would you consider getting an estimate on 3 windows? The estimate will then be free and it's no obligation to buy. Okay, so there's a built-in rebuttal. Feb, again, is on the line. She's doing QA. She will be making sure that these rebuttals are being followed. So if somebody says, oh, no, I just want 2 windows, you don't just say, oh, okay. When I make that selection of 2 windows, a rebuttal does pop up with the goal of trying to get them to say, yeah, at least I'm willing to consider the estimate on a 3rd window. Again, I'm reiterating this point again and again and again. All we are trying to do is get them to consider a free, no obligation estimate. At no point in any conversation you're ever having with any homeowner are you trying to get them to buy something. You're trying to get them to consider a free no obligation estimate to see how much it would cost. So again, you see how this works here. There's a rebuttal. For example, I choose 1, it's going to have the rebuttal. If I choose 2, it's going to have a rebuttal. And if I choose 3, obviously there's no rebuttal because that's the quote-unquote correct answer. Now again, that's not saying that we're forcing everyone to say 3 or more. Just know that if I do stick with my 2, and I try this rebuttal, and the guy says, no, I only have 2 windows in my entire home, and I will not consider an estimate on 3. No problem. You're going to be able to help them out. But just know that when I hit Find Pros here at the bottom, I will be eliminating certain partners that need 3 windows or more. Okay? Same point here. What kind of windows were you considering? There's vinyl, wood, and metal. Vinyl windows, just as an FYI, guys, vinyl windows is a classic window. The guy says, I don't know, I don't care. A regular window, that's vinyl. Okay? Wood is less popular, and metal is even less popular than that. The same thing here. If I select metal, and it is going to restrict a certain partner who does not do metal windows, I click the homeowner says, yeah, I have metal windows. So the rebuttal is, would you consider an estimate on vinyl windows? They're cheaper, energy efficient, and last much longer. And again, the point is, we're not saying you need to buy vinyl windows, but just why don't you consider an estimate on how much vinyl windows would cost? You may, I understand you have metal windows now, but it could make sense to switch to vinyl. Everyone's doing it. They're cheaper, they're energy efficient, they last much longer. Again, the rebuttal, that mindset, rebuttal, rebuttal, rebuttal. If they say no, and they are not willing to consider an estimate on vinyl windows, they just want metal, I'm gonna keep that metal there, but just know that it will show more limited answers. Okay, so let's go back to quote unquote the correct answers, or I guess I would say the best answers. 3 or more windows, and they're looking for vinyl windows. Again, to reiterate this point, vinyl windows are regular windows. 3 other questions. What kind of home do you have? Is it like a regular home, single family home? Most of the time the answer will be this. Okay, what we're trying to do is identify people who say that they're, let's say, for example, no, it's not a home at all, it's an office building, or it's a townhouse, it's a condominium, it's an apartment building, they have a mobile home. There's options for these things, and you can select these things. Or if they're not a homeowner, they're a renter. In this situation, there are no rebuttals because it simply is what it is, right? We're not going to try to get them to consider becoming a homeowner. Either they're a homeowner or they're not, so there is no rebuttal here. Single family home, more often than not. If they're not a homeowner, it's one of these 2 options, either commercial townhouse mobile, or if they're not a homeowner at all. Okay, so let's just say we'll leave it with the quote-unquote best answer, or the most common answer, which is single family home. And just want to confirm you're looking to replace your windows, right? Replace and repair. Okay, replace is the quote-unquote correct answer. If I choose repair, again, the same mindset, that rebuttal pops up. Well, many top contractors will only give a free estimate on a replacement job, not a repair. Would you consider a free, no obligation quote for a replacement? It could be much more affordable than you think, right? Again, that rebuttal. Don't accept the fact that when someone just says, oh, I want to get a repair, that's all you can get out of the call. You just need to get them to at least consider getting a free no obligation estimate for how much it would cost for that replacement. If you can get them to consider that replacement, you did your job. Now again, if they just want the repair and they're firm about that, and you try rebuttaling and they don't bite, and they just want to repair, no problem. When we hit Find Pros, we'll find the correct answers, the appropriate partner. But just know that it will be restricting certain partners, and it'll be less of a, I would say, a productive call as far as the business is concerned. So again, let's just choose the quote-unquote correct answer there, replace. And then there's this last question here. For our partner financing options, would you rate your credit at least fair or better? This is going to be a question that we're asking virtually on every single call. We're trying to confirm the homeowner's credit. Now, I don't know exactly how much you're aware or not aware of what this means, but the short of it is this. Home improvement projects are often kind of big ticket products, and companies, homeowners are often not able to just afford to pay it all up front. So they get it financed. They pay it kind of in small installments over a long period of time through a finance company. Finance companies are only willing to accommodate people that have what's called fair or better credit. If they have poor credit, more often than not, they will not be eligible for partner financing, which means that the contractor can go out there, they can drive an hour, they can meet the homeowner for 3 hours, get the homeowner interested, run their credit, find out that it's poor, and not have any options with which to be able to sell the product. So that to our partner's request, that we ask this self-assessed credit question. If the homeowner says fair or better, fair, good, excellent, great, wonderful, okay, all of those things are all fine, it's fair or better. If they say, you know what, it's pretty bad, it's poor, it's terrible, it stinks, that's all goes in poor. If financing is not going to be required, so for example, they say, well, you know what, I don't really know, but I'm planning on paying cash anyways, right? Financing not required means if you or if the homeowner says they are planning on paying cash, then you could do financing not required, and it's pretty much the same thing as fair or better. Now again, don't just click financing not required if they say poor. If it comes up in the conversation that they're willing to, that they don't need financing for whatever reason, because they have cash or otherwise, you could do financing not required. But again, fair or better, poor, financing not required are the answers. If I do poor, I'm not going to rebuttal them because I'm not going to ask them, are you sure your credit is poor, right? So that's that. Fair or better, of course, is the quote-unquote best answer. Okay. Now this took us maybe like 5 minutes to go through these questions. If I'm doing this in the course of a conversation, just throwing these questions out, it should take me 30 seconds tops to go through all these questions. So, okay, Mr. Jones, that sounds great. How many windows were you looking to get an estimate on? 3? Okay, great. Let's do that. And what kind of windows? You're looking for just like regular windows, vinyl windows? No, I'm looking for metal windows. Oh, metal windows? Are you sure? Because like we have, vinyl windows are cheaper, they're energy efficient, they last much longer. Would you at least consider an estimate on getting vinyl windows, or are you set on the metal windows? No, I'm set on the metal windows. Or no, I'm okay considering vinyl windows. Okay, great. What kind of home do you have? You have a regular home, single family home? Cool. And I just want to confirm you're looking to replace these windows, not just repair them? Yeah, replace. Okay, and for our partner financing option, would you rate your credit at least fair or better? Yeah, okay, great. Boom, hit Find Pros. Okay, this is going to calculate based off of the product they're looking for and the zip code they're looking for with the correct or with the chosen answers. It's going to identify who the partners are in a given area. So we proceed lower. Great. There are 2 form booking partners and 1 transfer partners, making 3 core partners total. That's for you, and this is again a kind of general mindset point. Get multiple quotes and save. This is your mindset. This is the homeowner's mindset. It's never, oh, let's just get them the one estimate and then call it a day. And if they think that, you should also try to educate them on that, they say, I just need one estimate. Well, we can get you multiple estimates and you can save. The estimates are free and you can come away knowing how much it's going to cost with different companies. Try to get them to get those multiple estimates. But here we are, okay? The section is broken up into 3 different parts. Number 1, the form or booking partners, i.e. the partners that we're going to be able to convert on this call. Section number 2, the upsell partners. Section number 3, the transfer partners. I'm going to take a pause here, guys, because I know we kind of went through this and I didn't ask you if you guys had any questions. Are there any questions at all in sections 1, 2, or 3 here on the lead ID, the selection of the product and the zip code, and asking these qualifying questions for the products? Any questions at all on anything on this page, or how to use any of this page, or anything that comes up? No questions? Charlotte, Jeffrey, can you confirm that your team members have no questions at all on anything that we did so far? Okay, great. Okay, great. Alrighty, so here are the available partners. Okay. Number 1, the form partners, the guys who are going to be able to schedule on the call. Okay, Mr. Jones, that's wonderful. Yeah, it actually looks like we have a couple partners in your area, top-rated companies, so this is really exciting. We can get you those multiple estimates, and you can go with the ones you like best. So the first partner that we have in your area is a company called Renewal by Andersen. They are really terrific. There is... Okay, sorry, that's the glitch there. Just hit enter, Find Pros. Okay. Oh, roofing. I didn't do roofing, sorry. Windows. No. Okay. So here we have our renewal by Anderson, um, renewal by Anderson web form info. There's a little button here. Before we go into, I'll just fill you in on just what's on this page here. Here's the name of the partners. Here's the type of partner it is. So it's a form partner or it's a booking partner. Anything that's here is listed here. There's this slot here, which is when of relevance. When there is a special script that's needed for or on behalf of the partner, it's right here. So you can click on the script and it'll pop up with the actual script that you should be reading that's relevant for the partner. It's going to be mostly in use when we're talking about upsells. Okay, so that's going to be script partners. Then you have the info. Info is just a little bit kind of like educational stuff, things for you to know, maybe things to say to the homeowner. Here it says, okay, let homeowner know Anderson will be calling them directly within 48 hours to schedule an appointment. Because Anderson is a booking form, just let them know that, okay, I'm going to pass along your information to Anderson Windows. Hang on a second. You click on that button here. Okay. The third column here is the booking button. Or it'll tell you what to do with this lead. In this situation, to book. So in this situation, you click on the link, it's a hyperlink, and it opens up the booking form. It connects the lead ID that was found on this page, and it pre-populates all this information, so you don't have to retype it. So in this situation, it says sample user 123 Main Street, whatever it is. Obviously, if it was a regular lead ID, it would have all the customer's information here, and I would just let them know to expect a call from Anderson Windows in the next 24 to 48 hours. They're an amazing window company. They're going to give them a call, and boom, I hit submit. I hit submit, it goes to Anderson Windows. Super easy. Okay? Again, info, anything I should be telling them about the company, and the booking link will pull this information from the page and have the submit button so I can pass along. This is an example of what we had kind of item number 3 when it comes to types of leads that we convert. The third one, if you recall, was the agent verified form leads. So we confirmed all this information. We confirmed their zip code. We confirmed how many windows they were looking for, types of windows, their credit, all this kind of stuff. That's a lot of value to the client, right? So it's a good lead. It's an agent verified form lead. I confirm that they're interested in getting this estimate, and I just hit book, and I submit the lead request. In this situation, Renewal by Anderson will be giving them a call back within 24 to 48 hours to schedule that estimate. The second partner in the area, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, is Home Depot. Let's get you that estimate as well. I actually have access to their calendar. We can just pull something open that works for the time that works for you. These are disclaimer languages. For the purposes of this presentation, it's right here. It's just confirming before you schedule the appointment. These points, soon enough, it will be implemented in the actual Home Depot booking form. So even maybe perhaps by the time you get live, this information will be in a separate location, but it's right here, linked to Home Depot. Okay. Again, this populates with the lead ID, so it should carry over all the information, so you should not have to type in this information. If for whatever reason something's not passing through, you can just feel free to type this information, but it knows that there's a zip code 90036, and they're looking for windows. For some reason, it doesn't seem to be carrying over the type of window product it is, so I'm just going to type in vinyl. Okay, talking about vinyl windows. I hit continue. It populates with all the customer's information. Sample user, whatever it is. If it's a regular homeowner, all this should be here. I hit continue. Sometimes it takes a few seconds because it's loading their calendar, so feel free to stall. Don't be alarmed. Don't X your page out. Sometimes it takes a second or two to pull up in their calendar availability. Okay, great. So I see their calendar here. When would you like to get this estimate for your home improvement project? It looks like the earliest I see here is the 28th. But obviously we have time past that. When works for you? Okay, and then based off of the time that's convenient for the homeowner, obviously the sooner the better, schedule them that estimate. So for example, they say, yeah, Friday the 28th, that works. Okay, what time would work best for you? 6 p.m. after work? Okay, great. If there are other products that they want to be talking about, that's fine. But once you just confirm, you say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I just want to confirm that Home Depot will be giving you a call back to confirm the appointment, but you are set for 6 p.m. on the 28th with the Home Depot. I hit finish, boom, and that appointment will go through, and it will be scheduled. Home Depot will have access to that booking, and they will just be showing up to the homeowner's home to give them that estimate. Okay, so this is option number 1 when we talked about the different options. This is the appointment setting scheduling, right? When we're actually pulling open a real-time calendar, going over the availability along with the company's availability and the homeowner's availability for that free no obligation in-home estimate based off of the appointment's availability, popping that in, hitting finish, and the appointment gets submitted to the home improvement client, in this case Home Depot. Any questions on this funnel or flow here? Yes. Yeah, so it won't matter your time zone. You're asking them based off of the Home Depot's calendar availability. Like for example, I'm in LA and this calendar is in 90036, which is again in Los Angeles, so it'll be showing Pacific time. If it's an Eastern time conversation, it'll be showing them Eastern time. You don't need to worry about time zones. You just need to be able to read the calendar, talk about the next availability, schedule that appointment according to the drop down that's convenient with them, and finish. This is all according to their time zone. Good question. Okay, if there's any questions, if there's any, it says, please enter any additional details we should know about your job. If there's anything that the homeowner says, yeah, well, I want to know specifically about this type of roof, or I'm interested in saving this, or whatever notes, you can obviously input that here as well, kind of submit this information, and then when you submit it, Home Depot will get this information along with the booking. Okay. All right. So there's no questions with this appointment setting. It's I think relatively straightforward. You have, again, it's the same thing again and again. You are again trying to get them those multiple estimates. The first one, you're submitting their information, and Renewable Edison will be calling them back. The second one, you're pulling open the Home Depot booking link, and you're scheduling a date and time for Home Depot to be, going out there and giving them an estimate. Okay. That's section number 1. Any questions on section number 1 so far? There's no script here. The info buttons are here. They're hover over the booking buttons. You click on them and you proceed to book or submit the lead as is. Any questions on section 1 so far? Okay, great. That's section number 1. Section number 2 is we talked about the upsells. Okay. The reason why upsells is number 2 before it's number 3 is as we mentioned in kind of section, I would say, the general company overview. Obviously, you are not able to upsell somebody after you transfer them off to a client. The conversation is done. So what we try to do is let them know about the options that are available, the upsells that are available in their area before we make that transfer over. So again, going back to kind of the role playing, we say, okay, Mr. Jones, that's great. We got you that estimate for renewal, and then Home Depot is obviously coming out there. They give you that estimate this coming Friday at 6 p.m., so that's great. Now, before I transfer you over, because I do have one other partner in the area, before I transfer you over to eLocal Contractor Network, I just wanted to let you know about an amazing little-known opportunity we offer all our homeowners. A lot of people are really interested in this. If you have a kitchen or cabinets that looks old or worn, there's something called cabinet facing, which most people don't know about, which pretty much gives your kitchen a beautiful facelift. It's done in just 3 days, and it costs a fraction of a full kitchen remodel. It's an amazing way to give your kitchen a brand new look, and it's offered by Home Depot. Is that something that you would be interested in? Would you be interested in kind of estimating a little bit more information on cabinet facing? Okay, so here you have the upsell. Before we transition to transfer them off, you have an upsell here. I mentioned that there were other upsells. In this example, in this zip code 412-90036, the partner in the area is Home Depot, and they offer a kind of an upsell product called cabinet rear facing. Most of the information that you would need should be in the script. If you want to educate yourself more, feel free to just Google cabinet rear facing and learn more about it so you can kind of answer questions the homeowner may have. But the script is here. You just need to click on it and it pops up. Okay, here's info. Read the Home Depot disclaimer language, there's not much there. The homeowner says, yeah, you know what, it sounds pretty cool. I'm interested in learning more about it. You hit book. 90036, cabinet rear facing, continue. All this information is the same. Okay, great. So let's get you that estimate. for a date and time that works for you, and the company to go out there and explain cabin interfacing. Now, this is an important point, guys. The reason why we had to do this in a separate action item and we didn't like upsell it in the previous conversation, and you see it's a separate link here, is because Home Depot has two different departments. They have exteriors and interiors, and they're two different teams. So the team who will be coming out for cabin interfacing is not the same team as the guy who will be coming out for windows, which is why we have to schedule it at two different date and times. We can schedule it where they want an estimate for windows and cabin interfacing, right? It has to be two separate estimates. Now, anything that was here, you see here, it says camera phasing, tub and shower liner, closet organization, garage organization. All this stuff here is the same team, and therefore the same booking as this link. So again, cabin interfacing can go along with tub and shower liners, it can go along with closet organizers if they want anything else. But if someone wants windows, you can't just, there's no checkbox there that says cabin interfacing. You actually have to go in, read the cabin interfacing upsell pitch, and click that specific link to pull up in a new calendar at a new convenient date and time for when the homeowner is available. So you can say, okay, let's get that. Obviously, you have that estimate on Friday for your windows. You want to do it on Saturday or Sunday. When works for you to talk about cabin interfacing? It's a different team, so it's a different guy. But again, it should be a pretty short estimate. So would Saturday work? Would Sunday work? Sunday works. Okay, great. Sunday at, like we prefer in the morning, the afternoon, evening. Evening works best. Okay, how about Sunday at 6 p.m.? Sunday at 6 p.m., boom, finished. Okay. Again, the point that I'm making here is that this cabin interfacing upsell is a separate booking link, and it goes to a separate location than the regular Home Depot link. Okay, just to reiterate this point, Windows, you'll see here, cabin interfacing is not one of the options. Okay. If they want, for example, windows and roofing, no problem. You could just check off roofing and I'll get that estimate for windows and roofing at the same time. Windows and siding and roofing and home insulation and gutters and water treatments, no problem. But cabin interfacing needs to go through that other link. Okay. There's a little button here that says can't find a time that works. Check here for a representative to call you and schedule your preferred date and time. Do this as needed, but I would make sure that you know that we do not get credit for anything other than a confirmed booked appointment. So if for whatever reason there's like no availability, for whatever reason it's all blank, you could check off this box and someone will call them back, but we do not get credit for it. So don't just check off this box willy-nilly. Schedule a date and time based off of the calendar, talk to the homeowner, figure out when it's going to be convenient for them to book, and input it into this tool so that we get credit for this booked appointment. Again, just to reiterate this point, if we check off this box, we do not get credit. Any questions on anything that we talked about here for the cabin interfacing upsell? Yep, sure, no problem. Absolutely. If you want to do back-to-back, you say, okay, you know what? Why don't we have two different reps come out there? We'll do that windows at 6 p.m. and how about we do the cabin interfacing at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. Yeah, that's no problem. Just don't book it at the same time, obviously, because I'm talking about, again, we're talking about two different reps coming out there. Okay, cool. This is a situation where we have cabin interfacing as an upsell. Before we move on, I do want to show you the other upsell. Right now we have two upsells that are available. So cabin interfacing is one that you're going to be seeing a lot. Read the script. It's an easy script. But I just want to show you another upsell. In this situation, we would not be upselling it because it's not here on my list. But I just want to train you guys in on it so you're not kind of shocked by it when you see it coming up on other leads. So for the purposes of this training, I'm just going to change the zip code here. We're going to try to find let's say a zip code in Texas. So let me just Google this Texas zip code. And okay, 73301. Oh, I don't know, it keeps doing that. 73301. Okay. This is in Texas, and the reason why I'm doing this is just to show you the other upsell that will be available. Okay. Here you have upsell number 2, or in this situation, upsell number 1. Okay. This is a location in Texas. If somebody is in Texas looking for their windows, you'll see, okay, it happens to be Renewable Anderson and Home Depot are both the same partners. There's a different transfer partner that you see here. But the upsell here, okay? Liberty Mutual Home and Auto Insurance. I don't know if Liberty is in anywhere outside of the United States, but in the United States, they are one of the largest home and auto insurance companies. Homeowners are, without exception, virtually without exception, paying for home and or auto insurance already. So it makes sense that there's an upsell here. This is the script. Okay, great. I'm so glad I helped you with those estimates there. By the way, I'm seeing here that you qualify for a free, no obligation quote on a home and auto insurance from our partner Liberty Mutual Insurance, one of the largest insurance companies in America. I can get a licensed Liberty rep on the line to see if you could save money every month on your insurance. Is that okay with you? Should just take a few minutes. If yes, okay, great. Just want to confirm that you don't already have insurance with Liberty, Safeco, or Prudential. So these are the qualifying questions. They have to already not have Liberty insurance. And they don't have a mobile home, right? You don't have a mobile home. It's a regular home. If both of those things are right, then you transfer. Okay, it tells you transfer. Okay, these are notes for agents. This is obviously not for you reading to the homeowner, but this is an important point when we're talking about Liberty as a concept, as an upsell. Okay, customers are eligible for savings on home and auto insurance. If a customer is not interested in a home quote, ask if they're interested in an auto quote. This is a good one because Liberty offers both types of insurances, and they don't seem to care very much on whether or not we transfer them because the homeowner wants to get a quote on saving for their home or their auto. So if they say, no, I'm not interested in home insurance, or vice versa, just try to get them on the other. This is, again, in bold here. Remember, you are not licensed to sell insurance products. Therefore, the following are samples of product-related questions and the appropriate responses. Any questions about auto or home insurance policies or rates? If they say, oh, is something covered? How much is it going to cost? Oh, I have DUI. Oh, I have 10 speeding tickets. Any of those kind of questions? What discounts does Liberty Mutual offer? What kind of coverage does Liberty Mutual offer? How much will it cost? Answer for all of the above. Only a licensed insurance counselor can answer the questions for you. Please hold the line while I connect you with Liberty Mutual Insurance Counselor who can help and answer any other specific questions you might have. Okay? This is the same point that I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Lee on the last training that asked, what are you expected to know? What are you expected to not know? In this situation, specifically for insurance, anything that's related to anything other than a script, which is you can, with a few minutes time, get an estimate to see whether or not they can save you every single month on your home or your auto insurance. Anything other than that, any specific questions, no problem. I don't know the answer. I'm not a licensed insurance agent. Let me get you somebody on the line who can help. There'll be a licensed Liberty insurance agent. You can answer any questions that you have. And this is the upsell. It's like a 1-paragraph upsell. Again, the premise is they're paying for these insurances anyways. Let's see whether or not they can get a free no obligation quote. Should take about 5 minutes. They could be saving every single month on their insurance. These are the qualifying questions, and these are your notes that you should be remembering. Obviously, you read them a couple times, so remember them. Again, as I can't stress this point enough, as we talked about in section number 1, upsells are mandatory. They're not kind of voluntary. So in this situation here, you do need to upsell Liberty using the script. Again, the premise should be kind of a lay down. It should be simple enough. Why don't you see if you can save money every month on your home or auto insurance? Any questions on this upsell? Guys, okay. So like I said, guys, it's going to take a certain amount of time for you to get comfortable, but the benefit of this system here is that you don't need to have a stack of scripts. You don't need to necessarily even have the scripts memorized before you start. As long as you can read, and obviously as you progress, it's going to be more and more natural to the point where you're going to be able to just rattle it off by memory, but the script is here. But again, the system is telling me that I have 2 partners available. I'm booking with the Renewal by Andersen, getting them that information. I'm booking them with Home Depot. I'm upselling Liberty. I'm going to upsell Home Depot. And then we go to section number 3, the transfer partners. Okay. Now here's a point to note, guys. As we mentioned, on this last row here, it tells me what type of, how do I convert this lead? In this situation, it's a booking, Liberty is a transfer. Okay, so that's why there's this little blue button here that says transfer. You cannot transfer from this link. This button does not click. Okay, you have to transfer from the 5.9 dialer, which we'll show you how to use in, again, section 3 of the training. Okay, but this is letting me know the booking I'm able to do directly from this tool because it's a link, it's digital. The transfer is actually a phone call taking place, so it has to be done from the dialer, but it's letting me know that I'm doing a transfer to Liberty, assuming the homeowner is willing to consider this estimate. Okay, again, everything that we're doing is estimates, and this is a transfer partner. There's a little note here when I do info. Here, info, compare home auto insurance quotes and save. Okay, general premise, transfer. If all core transfers are done, do upsell transfers. If there are still core transfers available, ask them if you can call them back regarding this upsell. This is a point that we mentioned, again, also in section 1. If somebody says, yeah, you know what, that's actually fine, I'd be willing to consider an estimate to see if I can save on my home or auto insurance, you can say, great. Well, actually, it looks like we have another partner for your Windows, a company called Belden there. We're really a terrific company. I'm going to transfer you over to them. But is it okay if I give you a call back in a few minutes and we could talk about the Liberty, we can get the Liberty rep on the line, we can go over and get that estimate to see if you can save every month? They say yes, you set yourself a call back, and then you proceed to transfer to Belden. You proceed to section number 3. Okay. If this was blank, for example, and it said no transfer partners available, which definitely happens, then you can just go straight into the transfer and make the transfer straight to Liberty. Otherwise, you're setting yourself a call back. Okay. That's how upsells work. Again, you see it kind of interrupts the flow here. They're interested in Windows. Section number 1, get them those Windows estimates. Section number 3, get them those Windows estimates. Section number 2, let's see if we can get them interested in something else. Okay. Section number 3 here, the only transfer partner that I have in this area is Belden. That's great. It's a local top-rated company. It's a warm transfer partner. It says it says warm transfer there. It's a regular transfer button. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to transfer you over to Belden right now. We're going to get one of the representatives on the line. They can get you that free no obligation estimate on the phone. Give me 1 second. Make the warm transfer. We'll show you how to do that again in section 3 in the dialer. And that is best case scenario. If you did all this right, you could have, again, converted somebody multiple ways. You have your renewal, you have your Home Depot, you have your 2 upsell options, and then you have your transfer to Belden. That is a successful call. Any questions on the format or flow, or kind of the mindset of the form booking partners being taken care of first, upsells taking place on every call, and then the transfer partner taking place? Sure. That's correct. So Renewal by Andersen happens to be a window company. So Renewal by Andersen does Windows. Again, this is because I chose Windows in the zip code 73301. It's showing the partner, and I asked the customer these questions. It's showing me the partner who's going to be able to service them. For example, and this is this is a good stopping point, and I'll answer your question, and then we'll go to section 4 here. If I change this to roofing, right? The homeowner says, I want roofing, or they want windows and roofing. Let's see what happens. You'll see that the questions here change, right? These questions remain the same. What kind of home do you have? Single family, looking to replace or repair, and the credit remains the same. But here, what kind of roof were you considering? Okay, again, just like windows, we said vinyl is the standard window. Shingle is a standard window for roofing. Everyone loves shingles roofs, okay? Shingle roofs. That's what our partners all want. So if someone doesn't know, or if someone doesn't care, or just they have a regular roof, it's a shingle roof. Sometimes homeowners will have flat roofs. Sometimes it's other, which means things like tile, metal. Those go in other. You'll see if I click other, Again, the rebuttal. Would you consider a free estimate on shingles? They pretty much last forever and would be the most cost-effective roofing option. Again, trying to get them to consider an estimate for the product that we want them to service, which is the shingles. Can you consider an estimate? Okay, so that's the shingles question. And then there's another question: was there any water damage caused by a leaking roof? Okay, either yes or no. The first answer is no, because again, I guess the concept behind this question is if somebody is looking to replace their roof, usually it's not just for fun. Usually it's because it's needed. Why is it needed? Well, probably because it was raining and rain came through the roof. If rain came through the roof, maybe there's water damage. Maybe we can get this lead to go to somebody else, another type of company, a water damage company. So there is this question: was there any water damage caused by a leaking roof? Every single roofing lead that you're talking to should ask this question too. The answer is either no or yes. If it's no, I click no. If it's yes, I click yes. Okay. I hit Find Pros, and boom, you see Renewal by Andersen's not here, right? Because Renewal by Andersen is a window company, not a roofing company. So see, no problem. So here. So again, this is all real time. The system, you should just follow the system, trust the system. The system's saying in 73301 for roofing, there's Home Depot is a booking partner. There's a Liberty and a Home Depot upsell. And guess what? There are no transfer partners available for roofing in this area. Okay? So you would try to do the Home Depot, you would schedule it with that one estimate, and then you would try to get them to take that transfer from Liberty. And there's no transfer partners in this area. Okay? So yes, the questions and the answers here, the partners, are all based off of the selections of the tools. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, so we just went over roofing, and those are actually the two roofing questions. Okay, so that is 1, 2, and 3 here. You see there's a big fat dotted line here, and section number 4, which is multi-partner. As we had mentioned earlier, anyone here are direct partners. This is definitely our bread and butter, what it is that we're focusing on. That being said, there's all different types of scenarios where we're not going to be able to connect them with a company in their area. So I'm just going to show you an example. If somebody says their credit is poor, okay, or if somebody says they're looking to repair, and I pitch this rebuttal and the person says, no, I only want to repair, and I hit Find Pros. You'll see here, it says there are 0 form booking partners, 0 transfer partners, and 0 core booking partners. There is nothing that we can do with this person other than upsell. All right? So you can say, okay, cool. Actually, I'm seeing here, okay, so maybe I should proceed. There's always this fallback. This is section number 4. If we do not have partners in the area, or they're looking for like an additional product that we don't have a partner for in the area, there's this thing. It's info. It says read disclaimer, book renters, repairs, and more. That's the purpose of this link. Book multi-partner link. I click on it, and this is going to be going to one of our partners. Okay? So in this situation, it's a company called Home Advisor. Again, we're talking about a situation where in roofing 73001, the system is telling me that there are no partners available. Why are there no partners available? Happens to be because the homeowner only wants to repair and they have poor credit. We could still pass this along to somebody else to, again, get that homeowner an estimate. There's virtually no situation where we're going to be able to, where we have nothing to help the homeowner with. You click on this link, book multi-partner, it'll open it up and you walk through this funnel. Home Advisor services the following categories. What is it that we're looking for? We're looking for roofs. So do we see roofs here? Roofing and gutters, yes. Does the customer require assistance on at least one of these categories? Yes. Great. The outgoing lead ID that you entered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the lead ID will be passed through a Home Advisor form and its fields will be auto-filled with that info. Feel free to make any needed changes to the pre-filled fields. Click on the link below to use Home Advisor and try to service the lead. Boom, I click on this. Okay. The category is roofing. And they're looking to repair their asphalt shingles, right? Because in this situation, right, the homeowner is only looking for a repair. I hit continue, boom, and it'll tell me whether or not it's submitted. Okay. Close this up. Did Home Advisor accept the lead? If it's yes, it'll close this up. If it's no, I could proceed to a second partner. The second partner here is called Networks. Try the same thing with networks, and then you close it up. Okay, so there's two partners in the area, two network partners in the area. The first is HomeAdvisor, the second is networks. If HomeAdvisor buys the lead, we don't send it to networks. If HomeAdvisor does not accept the lead, and it'll tell you whether or not the lead was accepted or not, we proceed to networks and submit the information there. Both of these companies will then in turn try to find a company that's going to be able to service the lead information that you input and be in touch with the homeowner. So you can let the homeowner know, okay, great, I'm going to pass along your information now to a local home improvement company. They're going to be giving you a call again within 24 to 48 hours. Okay? And then you just, again, proceed to book that via the multi-partner booking link. This is what I was referring to when we talked about the partners that are outside of our area. This is all priority. Multiple selling is a priority. Upselling is a priority. This is always available as a fallback, but use it as needed. You'll find that you'll often need to use this link. Okay? All different types of repairs, or in situations like this where we have no core partners, schedule it here. Again, obviously the mindset is if someone wants a repair, use the upsell. Try to get them to accept an estimate on a replace, because you see that just getting them to take that estimate on a replacement can go from 0 partners available to, well, in the situation 1. Okay, any question on this? Any question on this tool so far? Okay, it doesn't seem like it. Another point to note, just because we're almost done here, you'll see here, as we mentioned in this slot, it tells you the type of conversion. So here you have book, 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 and remember before we saw for the Belden and for the Liberty upsell, we saw it said transfer, right? Here there's a little button here that says transfer, no intro. Call transfer partner, no introduction. In info, it said let the homeowner know we will not introduce, and they should just ask for the product they're looking for. This is, again, what used to be something that the reps used to have to remember, but now it's something that's displayed here as a transfer, no intro partner. There are certain partners that have slightly different rules than others. The vast majority of transfer partners want us to make the introduction on transfer. Hi there, this is Gabe with 1-800-MODEL. I have Mrs. McPhee on the line looking to get an estimate for 3 windows in her home. Can you help her out, right? They want us to make that intro. They want to know who the call is. There are 2 situations where we do not make an intro, and it says so here, transfer no intro. One is a company called eLocal. The second is a company called 33 Mile Radius. It's not displaying here because it's not obviously in territory. Both of those companies are similar to us. They're aggregators. They don't. They're not a home improvement company themselves. They are similar to these companies down here, like the HomeAdvisor. They represent other companies. They work with other companies. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making a transfer. It's not to a company called eLocal. It's through eLocal, and it's going to one of their contractor partners. Now, their contractor partners have never heard of 1-800-MODEL. So it doesn't make sense for us to introduce ourselves as 1-800-MODEL because they've never heard it from us. They have no idea why we're calling, what we're calling about. They're just going to hang up on us. So that's why they told us, eLocal told us very clearly, when you transfer to our system, do not make an intro. So you can just let the homeowner know here. Okay, great. So we got you that estimate for renewal by Andersen. They're going to give you a call back within 24 to 48 hours. Home Depot, we scheduled you for this Friday at 6 p.m. You didn't want that estimate for cabinet facing. I'm going to transfer you now to the eLocal Contractor Network. Again, they are going to be, I'm not going to be making an introduction, so just when somebody picks up, please just tell them what it is you're looking for and just schedule them that estimate. Make that transfer. You may need to help them through an IVR, like punch in the zip code, 900, whatever the zip code is, 90036. Connect them, but don't speak to eLocal because it just throws them off. That's in a situation where it says transfer no intro. Normally it'll say transfer intro. If it's transfer no intro, like eLocal or 33 miles, you let the homeowner know that you're making the transfer, that you're not making the introduction, and that they should just speak to whoever picks up the phone. Okay, I mean, I think that's it, guys. This is the tool. Again, the format is lead ID, product and zip, ask these questions in a conversational way. Again, have this conversation with the homeowner. These are the results of the availability. Proceed to go through them, schedule them, make the transfers. In a situation where there's 2 call transfer partners showing, set yourself a callback, make that first transfer, and let them know that you're going to be calling them back in a little bit to be transferring to the second partner. Again, with the mindset of always trying to do as much as possible. In a situation where you're unable to service them for any reason or another, there's no direct partners, you're able to book them through the multi-partner booking link. Okay, this was windows. We did windows. We did roofing. You see there's a bunch of questions here. The format's all the same, right? There may be specific questions. As you spend a day or two on it, you'll see a couple of different instances. You'll see the specific questions. We don't necessarily need to go through each one of them. We'll spend maybe a second just going through, like, for example, siding. You'll see here it says what kind of siding were you considering. Vinyl siding, again, is the standard. So there's vinyl is the correct answer. If they say wood, if they say metal, for example, you'll get that pop-up for the rebuttal. If they say other, you'll get that pop-up for the rebuttal. The quote-unquote correct answer, or the answer that we want best, is vinyl. Looking to replace at least one side of siding, correct? Like one side of your home. Is it one full wall or more? Some people are looking to replace, let's say, half a wall of siding. That's considered a repair job. So if it's less than one full wall, it'll be registering as a repair. You get the pop-up here. Would you consider a free estimate on the whole side? It's probably worth getting, and it's no obligation to buy. Again, more of the same. The correct answers are first. The best answers are first. If they choose a quote-unquote incorrect answer, a rebuttal comes up that you have to be asking to confirm that they're not willing to again accept an estimate for the product that we're looking for. These questions are the same. Okay. Let's just try another one or two. Let's say, for example, bathroom facing. There's no product questions there in this situation. Okay. Here's an instance of a partner that actually has a script. So you'll see most of the time the partners won't have scripts, only upsells will have scripts. But this transfer partner, Bathwraps, does have a script, so you can click on it here. And you read that out. And yeah, I mean, these are all the products: bathroom facing, bathroom modeling, cabinet facing, flooring, gutters, whatever it is. Each product will have a set of questions. Feel free on your own leisure to just pop in, a lead ID if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or whatever it is, and poke around and see the different variations. Just remember that when you're done, to try to reset it back to Windows and 90036 if you can. When you hit go, it resaves this. But everything should be here. Every product has its own set of questions. If of relevance, its own scripts. The upsells should remain the same product by product. If the upsells show, please ask it. Otherwise, just proceed to do whatever the system tells you to do, which is get them the form lead, or schedule the appointment, or make the and this, and this, and this, and make the warm transfer. Any questions, guys? Okay, well, that's it. I mean, that's the end of the tool. So this is, I would say, the conclusion of section 2 of the agent tool. This is pretty much where you're going to be living in. It's going to be telling you exactly what you should be doing. You follow this system. You're going to be doing the maximum amount that you're able to do on every call, as long as the mindset's there, as long as you're clear on not just looking for laydowns, looking for using those rebuttals, trying to get those free no obligation estimates for the products that our partners service, following the rules. Don't just book willy-nilly, book with what's available open in front of you. It tells you exactly what you should do. Upsell, if there's other products that are needed, or if there's nobody in the area, you use section 4. Otherwise, again, appointment setting and form leads, upsells, warm transfers, and as needed, the agent verified form leads. Always ask the questions in these conversations that you're having with the homeowner. This is conversational. It's good for the homeowner to hear. It's good to hear that the homeowner knows that you're interested, that you're asking the right questions, and it's obviously of benefit to our clients that we are pre-qualifying the customers legitimately and providing them a lead or an estimate that is of value. All right, folks, that's it for now.